everybody, welcome back. Change your perspective, change your awareness, change your life. I'm Dr. Michelina AF, hashtag that felon doctor, here to talk about a new topic today, seasons. Seasons. Now, you guys know that I run an academy called Seasons and Signs Academy, where you go home, mind, body, spirit, right? One-stop shop for coaches that are experts in their field at mind, body, and spirit work. And so this is a near and dear topic to my heart, the seasons and the cycles of our lives. And so even when I was teaching more formally in the high school that I used to teach at, I would talk about the seasons because they're so important. Now, when I say seasons, let's look at spring, summer, winter, fall. Currently, we're in winter. The seasonal cycle corresponds to the life cycle of humans. And so I like to kind of overgeneralize and say spring is like 0 to 25 years of age. That's about how long it takes our brains to develop, right? Summer is like 25 to 50, give or take. Fall is like 50 to 75. I need to move my hands this way. 50 to 75. And then winter is like 75 to 100. We really, as humans, only have about 100 years here, which I know is crazy, but that's the truth of the matter, okay? So every season has other seasons in it. So from 0 to 25, you're in the spring of your life, right? If you've ever heard the phrase spring chicken, you're green, youth is wasted on the young, that's all 0 to 25. 0 to 25, you are growing. Like, you grow so much between 0 and 25. You grow so much between like 0 to 4. Like a 4-year-old is so different from an infant, right? We grow so quickly from 0 to 25. It is crazy how accelerated that process is. And in that growth process, pay attention to what kids do all the time. They're asking questions. They're looking at the world around them in wonder. They're trying to figure things out. They're learning about their environments. They're not really learning about themselves. 0 to 25, you don't learn about yourself. You're really busy learning and growing about everything else. And from 0 to 7, and I've talked about this before and I'll talk about it again, we are in theta brainwave state, which means we're just inputting all the time with no discernment and no distinction. We just input. So anything you're telling your 0 to 7-year-old, they're just inputting and internalizing, for better or for worse. And so a lot of our belief systems get locked in. And this is how we brainwash our children. Now, nobody wants to hear me say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. And I know it's controversial, but this is how we brainwash our children. It's like, oh, you're a Giants fan? Oh, well, of course your kids are going to be a Giants fan because you're going to put them in the uniform and you're going to watch football with them every Sunday and you're going to instill that the Giants are the best team. And then in 20 years, they're still going to think the Giants are the best team. And it's not their belief system, it's yours. We do this all the time. We don't realize it. I'm pulling an obvious example where the Giants are concerned, but ultimately we're always instilling our beliefs. We can't help ourselves, because we function out of our own belief systems. And if we've never examined them, which most people do not, we pass down beliefs from generation to generation to generation. So from 0 to 25, you're in the growth stage of your life. And you're getting beliefs that are not yours. From 0 to 25, you are getting indoctrinated with beliefs that are not yours. You're learning about the world. You're not learning about yourself. So if you have never, let's say you're out of the spring of your life, right? So if you are in my generation, I'm 33, I'm in the summer of my life. In the summer of your life, you're in full bloom. But if you haven't gone back and revisited the spring of your life, you're going to be in full bloom as somebody else's tool, as somebody else's pawn, as somebody else's version of yourself. You need to go back to 0 to 25 and be like, hey, what did I like? What didn't I like? Where do I fit in all this? Why did I do the things that I did? 0 to 25, very big growth time. I'll talk tomorrow and, in the future days about summer and winter and fall. and what we do there. But in our growth time, we are experiencing, we're living in experience. That's not to say that we're not experiencing all the time as we get older, like all life is experience, but that is to say 0 to 25 are big growth, big experience, big understanding years where we're just trying to understand. Some are big awareness years, full bloom, full height. When we are so green, 0 to 25, we're very much in the thick of things. I won't say that we don't have perspective, but a lot of times when we're in the spring, we don't have a higher perspective. We're just in it. We're in the thick of it. We're experiencing it. We're living it. So we don't have a lot of space to pull ourselves back and to question and to consider. We just kind of are. We're just kind of in it. We're just kind of doing it. The systems in society are also set up to keep us in that kind of a place. From 0 to 25, you're in school, or you're in the military, or you're in the workforce. But like, for the most part, you're in some kind of structured system. You're living at home, probably. Like, you're not out on your own yet. Now that's, again, I'm overgeneralizing. It's not true for everybody. I moved out at 23, but like, at the end of the day, we're still very reliant in 0 to 25. So we're growing and we're experiencing, but we're held. We're kind of safe. We're kind of like supported by systems and supported by beliefs that aren't necessarily ours and supported by money that maybe isn't ours. And there's a lot of growth that happens because you're kind of held. But you're not really independent. I mean, nobody's independent. Everybody's interdependent. But from 0 to 25, you're much more dependent on everybody else all the time. Right? And so in the spring of your life, there's a beautiful time that is it's like the sweetest time. It's new, it's experiential. It's growth-minded. You can't help yourself, but be growth-minded in that time. So I'm going to hold on moving into summer and fall and winter. I want those to be separate kind of discussions. But if you've not thought about your life from 0 to 25, first off, if you're still in it, if you are from 0 to 25, and I don't produce content for kids, so I would say 18 to 25. But if you are watching this and you're in those years, you're going to want to think about what belongs to me and what belonged to my parents, what belonged to the school I grew up in, what belonged to the town I grew up in, what is actually mine and what is not mine. What experiences that I have that still are with me, because they all live with you for good or for bad, right? So you're going to want to reflect on that 0 to 25. Super, super important. If you're still in it, it's going to be harder to reflect on because you're still experiencing, you're still growing, you're still enjoying, you're still living, you're still growing a lot. So that is our spring, the spring of our lives, when we're little spring chickens. And everybody has so much hope and so much belief that they can do anything and be anything. And that spring of our lives is a super important time to live in, but also to go back and evaluate when we've come past it. And I'll talk more about that tomorrow. So seasons of our lives, super interesting, super important. If you like what you're seeing here, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, comment below. Let me know what you want me to talk about. Again, we're talking all personal mindset mastery stuff here. That's my area of expertise. And so if you are getting good mindset shifting tips, then we're doing the right thing. And I will see you guys on the next video.